What's going on, everybody? We're back in the basement. End up cleaning the basement a little bit, steaming the carpet. Up my storage area. It is disgusting. It's also where we do our laundry. The former tenants had a cat that was down here, and I can't imagine what kind of stuff is on here. I didn't have any product laying on here by itself, but I need to clean it, and my wife will really appreciate it as well. Happened to go ahead and just purchase a Retron 3, which plays Super Nintendo, original NES, and N64. No, excuse me, Sega Genesis, Sega Genesis, NES, and Super Nintendo games. So I have that coming. I only paid $20 for it, and I get to test these cool games. Donkey Kong Country should go for about $15 to $20, I believe. I think Jurassic Park's about a $10 game. This is the most common Super Nintendo game, one of my favorites. Super Mario World. It's in really good shape. Wow. I will open these up to make sure they're authentic. I'll show you how to do that. I might break that up into another video. I have Madden Football 1993. Wow. Probably a terrible game. These sports games don't go for much at all. Maybe $3. This is a Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters game. This one isn't as valuable as the Turtles in Time game for Super Nintendo, which is a great sell. That's like a $45 game. I think this one's for $20. Still, all in all, a nice pickup. I paid $100 for, excuse me, I'm sorry, dropped you. I paid $100 for 7 games, 3 controllers. I think I have one here. I left one here for testing. 7 games, 3 controllers, an original box, which is valuable, and a console. If you work that out as a per unit basis, I count the console and controller as 1 unit, the other 2 controllers as a unit. So that'd be 3 plus 7. No, I actually counted the controllers all separately. So 11 units for $100. Not the greatest deal. But I did sell the box already. So there's the box, the console, 3 controllers. So that's 5 plus 7 games. So 12 units for $100. If you do the math on that, shucks, I think it's about $8 and change a unit. Maybe $9. No, $8 and change, about 96. So about 8 and change. I'm gonna make more than my money back because I sold the box already for $40 plus shipping on eBay. That went out yesterday. Like I said, this is about $15 to $20 game shipped, and these all go medium mail. $10. So not a huge profit, but it's about 10 to 15 depending on the condition. And like I said, I will open these up and show you how to identify if they're authentic or not when I am ready to test them, which will be in a few days. I think I just got an order update that the Retron 3 is coming by the end of the week or beginning of next week, so that might be in a few days for that video. I love this game. It's so good. My wife and I were actually playing Super Mario Bros. On the Wii last night, and we were having a lot of fun with it. We're both like just kind of trying to make the best of the situation. We're one of those couples that do everything together. We do get on each other's nerves a lot, but we do have a lot of fun together too. So we were playing those games last night. I might do that after this because I'm kind of getting tired of being down here. I've been down here for hours. Gonna profit off this deal, not too much. I didn't test the controllers, but they're like brand new. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna break even. $20 game. This one actually, this Goof Troop. Goofy movie was a great movie. Came out when I was a kid. This game's like 15 to 17 or something. That's a good one. Find that one. Capcom. And this is probably the best one in the lot. One of my favorite games of all time. I played it I used to travel to Florida a lot with my family. Every Easter when I was a kid, we would drive down, like 7 of us in a big van. I don't know how my parents dealt with my sisters and I complaining the whole time. But I always loved going to my cousin's house, and they had the Super Nintendo, and we played Super Mario Kart so often. Can't wait to play this again when the Retron 3 comes. Now, you might be wondering, well, why didn't you just test it on the console? Well, because, unfortunately, when I did get the console, now this is definitely something I recommend doing, and I'm certainly guilty of it too, but when you do a Facebook Marketplace deal or a Let Go deal, make sure you look everything over first. I can be very trusting, and out of my excitement, a lot of times just take the person's word for it. Now, the console did turn on when I did bring it home, but when I took it out of the box, it did sound like there was a piece of metal in it. I decided to open it up, and there was a dime in it from like 1992, probably from when the guy was a kid. And then when I put the shell back on, out of my excitement, I snapped off the power switch. So now I have to sell it for parts. I tried ordering another power switch and connecting it, couldn't get it to turn on. At that point, it's just not worth me trying to fix it. Like I said, my investment per unit into just that console would be $8. You throw on the $2 for the Switch. I have it listed at auction right now for parts with another console for like $30. So I'm not going to make much off of it. I do think it'll sell, but I'm not going to lose money either. But just 2 things. With these old systems, be careful. They're very delicate. You know, they've been sitting around for years and never been cleaned, never been opened up most of the time. Be careful. Take your time. Don't be like me and don't be overly excited. You're going to cost yourself money. But yeah, definitely be careful. And then number 2, make sure when you do these purchases, look over everything you purchase before you depart from the transaction. Obviously, you want to be in a safe place. I recommend being in public in daylight when you're doing these marketplace deals. Yeah, so make sure, like, had I taken it out of the box when the guy was there and I felt there was something loose in it, I might have asked him to take $10 to $20 off. And at that point, he probably would have been uncomfortable and said yes, because that's happened to me before, where it was a PlayStation 3 deal. It was a great one. It was a backwards compatible one with like 30 games, like 3 controllers. Unfortunately, 2 of the controllers were not Sony controllers, and that's gonna decrease the value greatly. The Sony ones can go as high on Amazon for PS3 as $30, and I've sold them many times. And the picture wasn't that clear. I thought I was getting all OEM, which is original equipment manufactured product from Sony. And it turns out 2 of them, like I said, were third-party controllers from like GameStop. I saw that. I'm like, oh man, these aren't even real. Could we come down on the price? I mean, they were real, but they weren't OEM, which is, like I said, more money. And they did end up taking like $10-20 off for me. So I did great on that deal. And I messed up on this one. So definitely, like I said, make sure that you are being as thorough as possible, as safe as possible. But yeah, we're going to do well on this. Like I said, Super Mario Kart, $30 shipped. So can't wait to test those for you guys. So I'm going to get that set up. Make sure I sanitize and clean everything first. And I am excited to get these Super Nintendo games going. And I'll be back. All right, so 1 for 1 so far. And we're ready for the next one. That took a while. I played like the whole first world of Mario because I love it. And looks like we're 2 for 2 so far. And I love Ninja Turtles too, so I'm probably going to be playing for a little. Goof Troop. This one, never played this one. Looks interesting. Loved the movie back in the day. Here's another classic. The Great Mario Kart. Played this for hours back in the day. Everything seems to work. Jurassic Park, never played this one. Turns out the Ninja Turtle game was actually really silly. It was a fighting game, not my cup of tea. I know a lot of people like that. So let's see what Jurassic Park's about. Looks pretty cool. Whoa, this is a sick game. Probably worth like $1. Now this is definitely one I've been looking forward to. Haven't played this in years. Love this game. I'll probably be playing it for a minute or two here. Own to read the eBay message I got for this return. Pretty much the guy said, I just can't understand why I couldn't get a picture on either TV. Both of my TVs are only a couple of years old. I've had both of them hooked up to video games before. Also, front TV to an Xbox 360 and the one in the bedroom to a Nintendo GameCube. But it's been about 3 or 4 years since I played any video games. I am a widower and an old fart. Oh man, I feel bad. 76 years old. I don't play video games very much. I mean, he seems like a very innocent older gentleman. This is going to happen sometimes if you're new to eBay, if you're new to reselling and stuff. People are going to say things don't work. You're going to get the return, test it, work fine. I already have the item relisted, so just wanted to share that with you. What the hell, Bob? You lied. It works fine. Look, Bob. Look, Bob. It works fine. I got SpongeBob ready to go. I got picture. I got a light on for power. I don't understand, Bob. I'm wondering if you just didn't push the wires in all the way, because it's working fine for me here. It's the same exact one. I got a SpongeBob game here, and it's plugged in, and it is working fine. Paid for the return shipping, and I'll put that in all my listings too. So just an interesting situation that came up that I wanted to share with you. Like I said, already have it listed. I ended up taking a low offer on this GameCube just because I'd been sitting a while. I think the guy offered me $50 for the game, silver GameCube, pretty beat up controller and the cables. Threw it back up there for $70. We'll see what happens. Not making much off of it, but again, I paid like $1 or $2 for it in that huge lot of video games from the guy an hour and a half away. It was like 4 or 5 tubs. I mentioned it in an earlier video. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you updated if it does resell. I think it will. I think this quarantine is going to get more people interested in playing older video games just to keep busy, honestly. So I just wanted to share that with you, and you'll hear from me soon.